So, how do we begin? What happened to my sunglasses? You think I want to show my face? Do you want to see my face before you go to bed? Don't you want me to be like this? I am reading to you a book. You can lie down. You don't have to look at me. I can stay here for 2-3 hours. You don't have to look at me. You can lie down on your pillow and go to sleep. It's easy that way to read a book. You don't have to stare at it because I'm there. What purpose? Do we stare at the camera? We still hear. What happens to the visual? When we see the movement in action, okay, it's like going to the movies and, before it used to be only on the radio. And there used to be voices. And that's what it is. It's just voices. Cartoon character. Oh, where am I going with this whole conversation? I don't know. Stay tuned. Cartoon characters, you see a character. He ain't real. But his voice comes from someone that is real. Israel. I didn't say Israel, okay? I said Israel. Israel. Not Israel. I don't care if the letter count is 64. It is? The letter count is 64. Wow! So what does that mean? When you go bowling, you don't go bowling 64. You go bowling 2882. It means up the alley. 64 is that way. No, it's that way. It's that way. Well, I got it all mixed up. What's the difference? 4 and 6 is the angle of the communication of the 5, the foxhole, 45, 54. That's what it's all about. 4 and 6 is the man. You see, it's 2, 4, 6, 8. But all in general, okay, it's all positions. In the position over here, it's the 2. Regardless. The position over here, it's the 4. Regardless. Position number here is the 8. Regardless. Now, what happens if you marked it on a piece of paper, okay, and I told you position 4 was here, and then all of a sudden the paper turned like this, and the paper turned like this, okay? First it would be flat, then would be, what do you call that, horizontal? So what happens is, you see the earth didn't flip. It didn't flip. It didn't flip. If you go the directions 45 degrees, 45 degrees, 45 degrees, you come all the way around 360 degrees. You call that 8. Because 8 takes it around. 2, 4, 6, 8. That's a round of the single digit of the even numbers under 10 and not odd. Not odd at all. You're not odd at all because the 2 looks like a 5 turned sideways. The 2 and the 6, there ain't no much of a difference, is there? But it's the 2 and the 5. There's only one tail missing, one line, one spirit. Forget about the 7 because the 7 and the 1 are not in the game. 7 and 1 gave power to the 4. Okay? The power to the 4 is actually giving it to really beta, the 2, 4, 6, 8 world. Now you see I'm all lost and all mixed up and I'm not sure where I am, but I'll continue anyways. The 4 and 6 went that way. Man and the angle. Man is across 6 across from 4. Okay? When we do change it, okay, all the numbers go with the change. And the reason they go with the change, because the numbers go with the change. All of them go with 3, 6, 9. All numbers went. You only wanted to turn 1, but you turned 9. But you turned 3, 6, 9, 12. You turned 21 numbers. That number, try and remember that 21. When you turn the 9 on here, you turned you turn 3, 6, 9, 12. 21. 21, 21, 21. Is that right? Well, what did you turn in the center? You see, you had 21 on this side. You got 21 on this side, right? But all you got here is 12. The 12 tribes are right in the center, right here. That's the 4 and the 6 I was telling you about. This one over here, you got 3, 6, 9, 12. But on the top, you have the 9 to start and the 12 along the side, because that's the other part of the world. So it's 21 alpha, 21 beta, alphabet. Hey, kids! We're coming out on Creation C, because it's all about the alphabet that came together for the creation. The reason why the piano starts on C, I think it's C28. Pretty funny, C28. Didn't I just tell you 4 across from 6 and 2 across from 8 when you go bowling? You want to go 2-8 down the lane, not east-west? Which way are you going? So in the center, we got the 12 tribes. So we're either working 12 plus the top. We are connected to the bottom world, but it's 2 up and 1 down. So we work with the 21 up here and the 12 over here. 21 and 12. Pretty funny, eh? Just reverse them around again and it's the same thing. But if you add them together, it's 33. Command and create. The creation of Christ. The age he died. Well, if you say 34 and 31 and 39, it doesn't matter. What went into my mind is the truth of what I use. But if you come back with a comment, of course I'm going to include you somewhere in there. I always find a place. There's always a place below and above. I can always fit you in. So anyways, now you got this combination of 33, and you got this combination of 33. That's 66. Well, we ain't finished yet. Because you see, how do you want to do this? We've got 4 sides, and we've got 4 sides this way. So that 66 is a lot more than 66. And I don't have my calculator because I just figured that one out while I was talking to you. You see, I know everything. Everything seems to be more than nothing. So I'm going to have to write nothing down. See, I wrote nothing down. That's why you don't see it, but I did write nothing down. Can you see it in here somewhere? Nothing. Now I'm going to write everything. And the reason I'm writing this is because everything, nothing. Now, what does the word N-O-T-H mean? Noth. What is that word N-O-T-H? Or N-O-T? So the nothing actually comes from N-O-T, not, right? But there's only one T. So it can't be not. It has to be no thing. Because this one is ev-er-e-thing. So this would be 5. You see, odd and even. You see, because nothing should be less than everything. So this one should come out to an even number. And actually, this one would be even. Which one? They'd actually have to both be even number counts. So let's try it out and see what it is. And female and male also. 5, 27, 32, 42, 50, 65. 6 and 5 is 11. 1 and 1 is 2. This is a positive 65. That's what they call the age of retirement, and 56 reversed actually puts you on the Mediterranean with those numbers. I can play any numbers, and it's always going to be perfect. Why? Because when you look up in a dictionary, a word is the same thing as you looking up at the number, and on the number it'll say a whole phrase and explain it. But it doesn't only have one meaning, it has more meanings, and the other meanings can explain themselves why they're actually there, because things are paired up deeper than we actually see. You see, if you see a 4-letter word, well, there's something 4 going on, and all the combinations of 4 and between 4 and in between all the letters. There's always something different. So anyways, we're going to get up, and we're going to go and fix up everything, and then we'll do nothing. You want to do nothing first or everything? Well, this circle here looks like a 0. So is 0 more than nothing? Is 0 everything? Yes. You see, 0 is everything. Nothing is the 0. That's everything. Because inside the 0, okay, only tells you that the 2 is on the second level, so the 0 egg is there. That is going to be replaced from all numbers from 1 to 9. That's the 0. If you add 1 to 9, it equals to 45, which is the number of the fox, the number of the birth, and the D-E angel. The day angel. D-E, de, means 2. So if you say it's the D angel because the 4th letter and the 5th letter are D and E, is it softy or hardy? Hardy. Ha 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 ha! It's always going to do something. In this instance, it made me laugh. It was hardy. It was a hardy. Okay, so what we're going to get onto right now is the D-E would be D. Okay. Day, like they say it in French. Okay, or de. See, de means 2. Day means today. It's all 3 of them are actually tell you something. So we're going to get back to, well, 0. I just wanted to tell you something else. That 0, Z26, E531, R19, 49, O15, 64, Israel and 0 have the same letter count. Angel and man have the same letter count. And I have a ton. The whole thing is It's all in my mind, it's all in the paper, and I forgot most of it, but I'll remember if you tell me, if you help me get interested in it with you and me, then I can take out what you want to see and I'll see too. Because I don't mind doing things 10 times. Because eventually, I'm never going to forget. And that's how I'm able to sometimes speak so quick, because I actually know what I'm saying before I say anything at all. Sometimes I have nothing to say, so I say something just to make sure that my mind can work so I can say something else. So how can I think at the same time that I'm talking and taking in the words and telling you what I want to say? Do you understand where I'm going with this? Absolutely nowhere. See, that's what's so much fun about this, because at the end I can say, what? I don't remember. Hold on, someone's in the kitchen. Oh, MrTacpans, you're not supposed to be like this. You didn't come on here to joke. Oh, and it's not funny either. Very funny. Very funny talking to me. You know what's very funny? I don't know if you can see this. Okay, now you see the cat. If you don't look properly and you look quick, the colors of the cat on the book, okay, and the rock behind it actually make the rock connect to the book. And it looks like there's 2 blue eyes on it. Anyways, we're going to get back to me. Because isn't that what this is all about? Me. Inside the mind of who? Who is he? He is me. I am I. Hi. So what we're going to get back to now, okay, is we're going to get back to everything. And here it is. Here's everything. Where is everything? Where is anything? I don't see it at all. Okay, so it's not good. Come on. Okay, I'll just do it. So every was 65. Think, T-H-I-N-G. Now, that actually says that once you split up the every, is think a single syllable? Because if it's a single syllable, then we're allowed to take it apart in pieces the way we want. The structure basis of the combination of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters. There's going to be a certain number of letters. Every letter, every number of letter, the letter count, the combinations that are together will tell you so much more of a story. Because a thing, T-H, time, heaven, transmission. In the E world, T-H, heaven of transmission. I is the birth of us. The N is the passage. The G is the 7th gate. Although it's the 7th gate of the passage of the 9 world, of the 8 heaven, of the 7th gate, of the 6th man, of the 5 position on your telephone, which is the N and the E and the W. When what? When the angel is across from the 4, crossing by the 2 and 8, we got the cross of Christ. That's the way it is. It's a cross Christ of energy. And guess what? It was all crisscrossed, okay? Then you got Christopher Cross, of course. So we're going to take T-H-I-N-G, and I-N-G is just you passage in through the gates, I-N-G. So the thing that actually came into this world, the transmission, was you in the I-N-G. So now let's go to know, thing. Know is very simple. So know is very interesting because, again, we're back to the N letter, okay, which represents the passage, which is the 5. But in this world, it's the 10 world, the X-Man, so it's the 50 passage, the $50 bill, the red Canadian $50 bill, the way it's supposed to be. Okay, so know, if you take a look, that the O is the 15th letter in the alphabet, the N is the passage, okay, the M is the end of the beginning of the first 13 letters of the alphabet. N and O are the 14th and 15th letter. Ha ha, isn't that funny? CB codes. There's no 1014 and no 1015. I can probably go down all the CB codes and tell you why they're not there is because they're in creation. So that's why we don't see all these things, because they don't come up enough. But we have to remember what's not there, what's nothing. And if nothing is nothing, but it's something, if we don't know about it, then it's missing. Do you follow me? Anyways, it's okay. I'm MrTacpans. Nobody could anyways. So no, 14 and 15 is 29. Now, how can we create that 29 in the alphabet? We have to break it up. Now, either we use the 14th and 15 and say no, or we can use another combination coming up with 29, like the letter T is 20th, and I, which means beta world of I, and O-N means the egg of the passage. It's just a continuation of numbers explaining the same thing. So you got 29, okay, so 2 and 9, N-O, 15 and 14, 29, 2 and 9 is 11. 1 and 1 is 2. Now, every was 65. 5 and 6 is 11. 1 and 1 is 2. So they're equal. They don't take no sides, and they got no sex. And if they did have a sex, it would be even, because they're always fair. But the question is, with everything, it's got to be exact. They both have to be exact. Everything and nothing. You have it all, you have nothing. They have to be exact when you use those words. Okay? Where can I use a situation where you have everything, you have nothing? Well, like somebody told me before, my mind. I've got all my mind, but I've got nothing in it. But I do, it's blood. It must be something in there. The motor's going, the motor's burning. Hey, burning me up. Better cool it down with a warm cup of coffee from 1 o'clock this afternoon. It's only 5 o'clock, my friends. What day is it? Oh, ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. Okay, we're going to jump on to something else right now. By the way, thing, T-H-I-N-G, is 28, 37, 47, 51. It totals 58, which is the center of your telephone, the 5 and 8. It represents the matrix. It represents water, silver. It's just very, very, very so cool. Very, very, that number is so cool because 5 by 8 is 40. 5 and 8 is 13, is 53. 5 and 3 is 8. It means the heavens. It's a thing. Okay? It's a thing. Person, place, or thing. Is it the no person, place, or thing? Or it is the every person, place, and thing? In the heavens, of course. Now we're going to go down to something. Now, this is all brand new. I did so many things. I worked out why in April, 30 days as September, April, June, and November. All the rest are 31. Did you figure it out and have your fun? I did. Most of it, at least. Quite interesting. And you know what I also figured out? I'm going to try and show you this if I could. With I don't have a marker on me. So I'm going to take a blank piece of paper. And I'm gonna show you something right here, and you might like it, you might not. I've showed it before. Okay, now I'm going to show you here. This is a tree. This is a dice cube. If it was on your telephone, what it would look like. It has all 6 numbers right here. On the dice, everything is opposite of 7. So you go from here to here. 1 and 6 is 7. 7 is 4 and 3. From here to here is 7. 2 and 5 on the dice is 7 right here. Okay, so this is your dice cube, and this is what it creates. The peace sign, the chicken foot, this is what it creates. But I'm going to show you what else it creates, because this might be something you like. You know, it's really something cool, and it also talks about the fleur-de-lis. Because this is one part of the fleur-de-lis that's no one's ever really seen. And this is the same picture. You can see I didn't move the numbers. This can also be used as the fleur-de-lis. These two would bend down, these two would curl under. It's a marijuana plant. The K on the king card is a goddamn marijuana plant. The reason why you don't see it is because the energy here, 2 and 5 is an energy, it comes in. It passes through the 2 hole and to the 5. Because even though this is an even number 2, alpha owns that 2. The first 2 is beta, but it's not the beta world. Because the beta world, starting at 5, is the creation world. Okay, it's beta creation because it's God passing off as an even number instead of a 1 odd number. The 1 odd number, okay, and the reason for letters, if you ever see letters, and at the beginning of the letter, there's a leg that sticks out, like on the M or the B or the D, there's always an extra extension because that's the letter I. It means you. You're involved in all those letters, but it doesn't come up on the C because you ain't involved in creation. What letters doesn't it come up with? The O, because you are the O, you're the egg. But it comes up on angel resident because you are the angel resident. It comes up with the heaven on the H because it is the heavens of the arcs of the archangel of A, J, K, and R. You ever see that? A, H, J, K, and R. H and R have the A before the consonant, but the R is sounded on the second one, R, but not the A. But on the first one, the A is pronounced instead of the H. So we got 2 solid, really solid personnel, and we know the importance of the A and the H. The H we know is there, and it's the angel heaven. It's the arch H of the angel resident, the archangel Raphael. So now we would have the letters AH, and of course J and K, father and son, but in this world, in blackjack, they're both worth 10. They both have the same value. KJ. KJ jelly. Anyways, so since I don't want to lose myself here, and I absolutely did by making a stupid joke to myself, we were down with the king and the jack, and I don't remember what we were talking about. They both have a 10 count. Okay, wow, I wish I can put this back. I'm going to have to jump onto something else. That's not fair. That's not fair. What can I do to bring myself back into this world? Jack, the world. Oh, yes. This. Okay, and you'll see a letter. Let me try to find a letter. W has it because it's beta creation. Okay, talking about us, so we're involved. The X has it because we are the X-Men, so we're involved. The Y has it because the Y is actually an M. Okay, Y is also a V with a slanted angle, the same angle they use on the N, but it's below the line because it's in the lower world. It's in the world down here. The 2 worlds up, 1 world down, 2, 1. Okay, and they're always taking turns at the top. This is the reason why this world has to do this. Or has to do this. It has to do something. Either it's going to go this way or it's going to go this way. I don't know how it works, okay? But the reason for that is because 2 up, 1 down, 2 up, 1 down. It wears out. God is even. God is fair. This is a correctional center, but beware. Let me get back to this marijuana plant, okay? So all these letters, and it's because the I. Sometimes you see it in the A, sometimes you don't. So that's one of the reasons you have that little clef, okay, on the I, because God doesn't participate in this world. And what actually happens is, I don't know if I can do this. I'm going to try and do this, even though I did it the other way. Let's see if it works out. Sometimes when you distort something, it doesn't seem like it's there. So in actuality, you have this. Will it show up? So you have this. Oh my God. You see, look. The reason for the 3-leaf clover, because the one spirit is not there. That's the reason for the 3-leaf clover. Am I sure about this? Hold on a second. Let me ask the audience. Holy fuck. Yeah, I'm sure. Of course I'm sure. Listen, you make it up. It's a hypothesis. It's my thought. It's my vision. I transferred onto you lying back in your bed, relaxing and listening to me come in at 16 different kinds of voices and tones, and you can't get properly back in your seat before you want to lift yourself up and see what I'm doing. Doesn't matter. I'm doing everything. What have I done? Absolutely nothing. But that's okay, because I'm at 0 and I don't need to go anywhere, because 0's got all 9 in between. Go look at the roulette table. Every single number is in the middle of a 0 inside a rectangle. Go look. I've done the whole roulette table. So what happens now is the 3-leaf clover, and no 4-leaf clover. 1 connects to 9. Okay. 1 sends its passage over to 2. 2 goes into 5 and connects to 9. At birth, beta world. But in all actuality, when the 1 is not there, what happens is a corner is bent. And then a corner is bent over here. You see the corners? And a wire is passed from here to here. So they're not in the way of this world. The one spirit connects to the birth 9 in this corner. So then when you get to the middle of the telephone, right over here is the 5. You come into the world, right? You come into the world, into the 5, and you move over to the 6th position, which is here. It's backwards on my camera, but it's 6 here. So that's the rotation, okay? And you see these corners? Well, I want to show you something. I'm not going to show you the whole illusion, but illusion. Am I delusional? I'm showing people illusions? I'm one to try and show an illusion? I am an illusion. So I'm bending them in. I'm bending them good, don't forget. And I'm bending them in. And what do you think you end up with? Try and envision it. This is a little short, right? It's a stop sign. Depending how far you bend that square in, it'll become either a yield sign or a stop sign. It'll have either, it'll stay square, 4 corners, or you will have 8 corners of an octagon. Okay? And an octagon with 8 corners has actually more than 8 corners, because if you extend the lines, okay, on the octagon, it's a perfect octagon, they reconnect and start showing more points. Now if you crisscross those points, they reconnect, and it constantly reconnects because of this angle, and the angle, the Christ angle and this angle. You put them together, it's the most powerful thing in the world. You got everything cut up at 45 degrees, okay? And I bet you any alien or astronaut or anybody out there knows it's all the same thing in all the worlds. Even though the worlds could be warped, 45 degrees all the way around the world is pretty much equal to me 8 times, right? Unless you want to break it up. Well, let's break it up. I'll break it up the best way, okay? 1/4 turn seems to fit into everything. 25. 25 times how much equals 360 degrees. It comes out to 350 degrees, okay? You have 10 left over and 15 degrees on the other side, okay? Doesn't work out, but you're left with 10, which means the X, okay? Roman numeral X, 10. O is the 15th letter. 25 together, XO. We've got an XO. So even when the digits don't work out, okay, I brought it to that situation saying this is the extra. I didn't want to put all the decimals. I just want to say this is the extra compared to this number over here. And this is going to be my situation. I'll either put them together. You like that? It makes the XO work. I'll either put them together, okay, as a situational piece for an equation that I might do in the future. Don't forget, I don't understand everything right away. I learn it as I go. In fact, half this cassette I did off the top of my head because I don't know any better, and I know a lot and I know nothing, and there's so much in my mind I can't fit anything else in. I don't know what to say and where to go. I don't write anything down, but I write so much down I can't remember what I wrote because I wrote too much and I can't catch up to study what I've already done. So I continue on and I let it go, and I'll do it over and over and over and over and over and over because I know I don't have it perfect, so it doesn't hurt to continue to try until I know it over and over and over and over. And I've got really no distortions around here. I have no TV. I have no girlfriend. Okay, yes, I do have other things, but I don't really want to involve my whole family in this. My whole family? We were talking about nothing before, and 0 and everything. And now I got a hold of my family. That's why I'm right here. I plopped out of the hole. I'm the only one. Didn't let me go through the hole with anybody else. My father plugged up the hole. My mother filled up the hole. Out of the hole? In a hole it was nothing. It wasn't a hole. It was inside the hole. It was inside the 0. Was that a 0 or a hole? It was a whole 0 when I was inside the birth. 1 to 9. 1 to 9 equals 45. I'm the fox. I'm the cunning fox. My communication 56, 65 years. That total 121, 11 by 11 is who I actually am. 56 plus 65, it's reverse, makes 121. 11 by 11 is 121. 11, 11. How many times will I come up with 11, 11, number 23, and anything else? I just wanted to mark something down because actually God is all 8 digits in his world. God's world is the expression world. He owns the letter O. The letter O, he just owns. I think God might own. I'm not sure how many. 9 times 0. I'm going to get into this and tell you why. Because for every portion of this Rubik's Cube, they're all zeros until there's an action that goes on. And then all the zeros start to change. You start to move all these things, and all of a sudden, all the zeros are gone. One of the reasons they're gone is because they're not located next to each other anymore. There's no 3 in a row, which would make up 3 zeros. Now you have numbers. So you start playing the numbers. And the world is like this. This is the way it is. You see how weird it looks when I spin it? This is the way our world is sitting right now. Okay? And the reason we're sitting like this is because this, okay, instead of losing all our territory here in the South Pole or Antarctica, whatever you want to, or up here, okay, this is the way it is, right? Now there's a question now. If our world is actually flat but rounded on this side, I would be absolutely wrong. and I see it that way. I see the world as being flat. So where I know it's like this. It's got to be like this because this is the only fair way to go. And I'm on the point. So all numbers work. If you're on the point, all numbers work. You see, if you're only like this, there's less numbers because you have only 6 sides. But here you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points to work on. You got the point? What am I going to get to next? There's 10 digits per section of numbers, 0 to 9. What was very weird that I was working on right now is was the number of places in roulette. Okay, and okay, not only that, what you have to do, I'm going to try and explain this now, is a count. In numbers, how much should the alphabet letter count come up to? Nobody knows? Okay. In numbers, the alphabet count should come up to, if I'm right, should come up to 32. Because what I did is, starting at letter number 10, okay, all the way to Z, they're all double digits. So I count them as 2 spaces. Listen, this is a coded, put together, buttered up, pasted up, smack on the wall, break and lose world. This is a correctional center for the misunderstanding, for the misunderstood, for those who don't care. For those who love, they always watch out, they swear, and they're always trying to come in here and do their best, but there's not enough of them to enable to go on, or we're not associated enough, or because there's so many of us, most of the real lovers actually went to do big business and they don't have time to take over the world, help us take over the world, and it's hard for us to get together. So what I do by all these cassettes is, I have no idea. Does it make a difference? I did something. I didn't do everything, but I did everything in this cassette. Almost everything. Well, actually, I did only half of everything. Or, actually, not even half. I'm only doing part of something, but I'm doing the acting here. I mean, this video machine, this camera, this setup, YouTube, and you putting on your computer through your plug in your wall, through your internet, put on the sound and let's see what's going on. It's just not me and you over here, you know. There's somebody who can interrupt us. Hold on a second, the phone is ringing. We're being interrupted.